Even though Valentine's Day has come and gone, there are still plenty of romance scams out there that we can fall victim to. The star of MTV's Catfish, Nev Schulman, is here with tips to help us avoid scams. Welcome, Nev. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
I feel like the advice you have is timely. Valentine's Day, as we mentioned, has come and gone, but this is something you should be aware of anytime. How can we best avoid a romance scam?
Well, obviously, the simplest way to avoid any kind of romance scam is to just avoid romance. But since that's not something that anyone wants to do, and we're all looking for love, there are definitely some things we should all be thinking about and actually practicing in our relationships. So for starters, if you're talking to someone that you met on the internet, give yourself permission to do a little research. Now, a lot of people say that feels weird or creepy. I don't want to feel like a stalker. But if you're going to talk to someone and share things about yourself and pursue a relationship, you're allowed to do some Googling, run their phone number, see what their job is, see if you can find them on LinkedIn, just do a little fact checking. And I think that for starters is always a good place to begin.
I think that's a great advice, because we should do our due diligence. You do your research for everything else in life. Why not the person that you're going to potentially be in a relationship with? Now, are there any signs? Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you spend more than 30 minutes trying to figure out what pair of socks to buy on Amazon, you should spend at least 30 minutes researching the person that you're talking to who could potentially, be a romantic partner.
Right, absolutely. And tell me, are there any signs that we should watch out for?
Yes, actually. So here's the crazy thing. In the last year, over $500 million have been stolen from people via romance scams, okay? Which is why I'm partnering with Zelle, which is a peer-to-peer money transferring app, to help raise awareness about things to look out for. So for starters, anytime you're talking to someone and they create a situation or a scenario where they urgently need money. Now, it could be because a bill just came up or their car broke down, or, I looks like I can come to visit you finally after all these months, but I need to buy a ticket right now so I can get a cheap fare. Anytime there's a sense of urgency, that's always something to look out for. So that's probably the first thing I would say.
Okay.
But also, go ahead.
But yeah, as you said, that's a huge red flag, and you've had personal experience. For those who aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about MTV's Catfish and your own romance scam that kind of played a role in you now being so aware of what you need to look for.
Yeah, well, so back in 2007, 2008, I fell victim to a sort of catfish relationship where I was speaking to someone I thought was a potential romantic partner, and it turned out to be someone very different. And since then, I've been making the show Catfish, and we've now filmed 200 episodes, helping people find out the truth about who they are, in fact, talking to. Now, oftentimes, they're not necessarily financially motivated, and they're not getting scammed, but it's easy how quickly what feels like a very close friendship can become romantic, and then how over time that romantic relationship can turn into a financial exchange.
Right.
Even if the intention wasn't to scam you initially, things come up. People need money, and if they feel like you're a close friend who trusts them,
it's hard to know people's motivations. Absolutely. Nev, thank you so much.
Right.
You have such good tips, so many good tips and good information, and people can go to that website on our screen. It was such a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.